Hey there, everybody. Robert Taylor with Wonderscape Creations, continuing on with our ACF Ultimate series, specifically with combat. Friendly reminder, we ask that you don't alter anything within the full sample folder or the integration folder, especially within the plugins themselves, as when updates release, we don't want you to lose work or have to do a lot of additional work to ensure that you can get the update easily. So with that, we are going to be spending an episode or two in the ACF statistics component again, and that's to go over briefly a little bit more on how these work and how some of these sections work, how some of these options work. So obviously, don't forget about the events. These are handy. Level up on attributes that modified, XP value changed, statistic reaches 0. So how I did the equilibrium in the damage calculator, you can actually have it done here, but I did it where I did it so that it can be throughout the entirety of the game instead of just per an individual, because you can control the equilibrium here in the stats. Is if they have 0, it doesn't matter how much they have, they're going to have 0. If you come here into statistics and then you add, I'm just going to type it instead of look for it, equilibrium. So here's the max value. You set it where you want. Does it have regeneration? If it does, what's the regen value, and how long after being attacked does it start regenning? All this is very important that with how I have it done in the damage calculator. So if you want them to be able to constantly be staggered, then you would definitely want to have this not here at all. If it's not here, it's not going to use it. If you do want it there, then obviously having it at a decent number, this is going to consume the same amount as it would damage. So if the attack does 50 damage, then the damage done to equilibrium is going to be 50 as well. You can change that in the damage calculator if you wanted to, but as it stands, that's how it works. So if you wanted to then have the regen delay at 0, if you wanted to immediately start recuperating some to make it happen slower, or you can have this super high. It's really up to you how you choose to do it to make it work for your game. But that's how it works with the damage calculator that is now provided to you that I altered with equilibrium. So let's go ahead and delete that, because I'm not going to need it. This is just a dummy character that will be deleted when we go on to the next section. So right now, I'm sure there have been several people, I've had this conversation with a couple people before in the past, wanting to know how to get to this. Because in many games, like World of Warcraft and like Horizon Zero Dawn and many others, when you level up, specific stats just automatically increase. So that means you don't want to use this right here. You don't want to use the ARS generation rule sample, which is fine. If you don't want to use it, well, you'll be using it regardless, to be honest. But if you don't want to use this extensively, if you want to use that along with not using perks, there are 2 settings that need to be set up. So in stat load method, right now it's generating from default values, which is right here. And then you have load by actual level from curves. Now, as you can see, this is now grayed out. You can't use it, but you still can't use this. That's because leveling type needs to be set generate stats from curves. And now you can. He has an example sitting right here. So you have the attribute strength. So he used the strength to damage curve just to show that a curve goes in there and how curves work. But essentially you would have this being just strength to level, essentially, or level to strength would be more accurately described. So you'd have level 1, then they have 2 strength, level 2, they have 5 strength, things like that. At which point, then the system would utilize this to determine, okay, well, how much damage do they do because of that strength? And to make your own, as you can see, I made one that's just called new data asset because I wanted to find it. You right click, you can type, oh, not going to work while it's right there. That's fine. If we go into miscellaneous, data asset, and then you type ARS, you'll have the usual generation rules, and then you have leveling system data asset. That is what this is, and that's what this is. You then get all of your primary attributes set up with a curve on what they get on each level. And then, of course, you have the do not use leveling system if you really want to. And if you don't use leveling system, then experience to give on death is placed is right here because you may not want to use a leveling system with the AI. Now, if you want them to scale with the player, then you would definitely need to have the leveling system on to have an easier time having the enemy scale with the player. But otherwise, having them give a set death, a set experience on death is all that is needed. Otherwise, just experience to give on death by current level. Very simple, very easy. And everything else we have gone over as far as statistics go. Just wanted to go over this section a bit more to help people better understand how it works. Obviously, make sure you play with the components to learn the functions and all of that. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next episode. Please make sure you like and subscribe. And if you are willing and able, go ahead and buy me a coffee or join my Patreon. Have a great day.